How's it going, guys? This is Holly with Grindworx, and today we are talking about the best-selling knives of summer 2020. So we're into October. Summer is definitely behind us. Yes, shed a tear. But it was a great summer for knives. We had a lot of fun new stuff hit the shelves, and here I have the best sellers of the summer. So first off, we have the Lightning OTF. You know, someday I'd like another knife to knock the Lightning off of its pedestal. As much as I love this knife, everyone loves it so much. It's so effective and so affordable that I'm not entirely sure that it will ever lose that spot, but man, I'd love to see that day. So Lightning OTF, it's 8 inches long with a 3¼ inch blade. We've got a drop point style with a flat grind and a satin finish. We got your cast aluminum handle. It's got this nice grippy texture on it. Just under 4 ounces in weight, and we have a tip-down carry pocket clip. The Lightning is popular for the reasons I said. It's cheap, effective, it's fun. It does make that sort of twangy sound. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that, but it does make a little bit of a twang. The spring inside makes some noise. Blade play-wise, there's a little bit, but honestly not much at all. Not more than you'd expect for a double-action OTF knife. And it just keeps going and going and going and going. I've heard people talk about, you know, decades-old Lightning OTFs that just refuse to quit. So if you're on a budget, looking for an OTF, Lightning is definitely the way to go. Next up, we have the best-selling automatic knife, you know, hands down. This is the Boker Kalashnikov Auto. You guys all know and love this knife. This one is right around $42 on the site currently. It's 7.65 inches with a 3¼ inch blade. That is Oz 8 steel. This is a dagger style, although it's maybe technically more of a spear point because this edge is not sharpened, and daggers by definition are double-edged. And we have a beautiful satin finish there. Cast aluminum handle, very similar to the Lightning. 3.7 ounces, and it has a tip-up deep carry pocket clip. I mean, there's not much I can say about the Kalashnikov that I haven't said before. It's got great ergonomics. It's got fantastic action. I mean, the action on the Kalashnikov has always been mind-blowing, and that's really one of the main things that makes it so popular. And it's a great price. And that makes it not just the most popular automatic knife on Grindworx, but one of the most popular knives, period. This is the Smith & Wesson assisted OTF knife. The name you'll see on the site is actually the Assisted Finger Actuator OTF knife. This one's been kind of a reigning champion in sales for a long time as well. But it is a single action OTF knife. This one runs right around $42 currently. We have a safety down there we got to disengage. It's 8¾ inches long with a 3¼ inch blade. This is also Oz 8 steel in a dagger style with a hollow grind and a black finish. We have pretty hefty aluminum handle. The thing altogether weighs around 6 ounces, and it does have a tip-down carry deep carry pocket clip with a glass breaker on the end there. This one is also pretty popular. Personally, I'm not a huge fan. I feel like it's just a little too big, a little too bulky, and with it being single action, you're not going to be able to get around the fact that you got to use 2 hands to close it. But I feel like the placement of the buttons, and especially the size of them, makes a difference. Your little bitty safety switch down there is rather small. This one's rather small. The placement of this one is not great. And it ends up being kind of rough on your fingers, at least mine, to pull back on this with it being so small. It digs in a little bit. It's not terribly comfortable, but a lot of people like it for some of the same reasons that I don't. Some people love the fact that it's big and bulky. It's, with that weight and that heft comes strength. You know, it's solid, it's well built, it'll last a long time. It'll do what you need it to do. And it's got pretty good action. And one feature that you'll notice about single action OTF knives, no blade play. Like, at least none that I can feel. That's very solid. And one thing that I do have to give this knife is that it laid the foundation for Smith & Wesson to later design the M&P single action OTF knife, which I think makes some some great improvements on this design. So this, as I said, is the M&P spring-assisted OTF. This one runs right around $45 on the site. It's 8.875 inches long with a 3.5-inch blade, so slightly, just ever so slightly bigger than the Smith & Wesson. Oz 8 steel again, dagger blade, hollow grind, black finish, aluminum handle, not nearly so thick and heavy. Total, it's 5.87 ounces, so still a hefty knife, but shaved just a little bit off the weight of the Smith & Wesson there. Because it isn't so thick, it doesn't feel as chunky in the hand. It feels more comfortable, at least for me. It also has a tip-down deep carry pocket clip, which I think is a great improvement on the clip of the Smith & Wesson. And some of the improvements they made, I think, are the safety switch there. This sort of swiveling style one is much easier on the fingers, very, very easy to disengage when you're ready to deploy the blade. The button to disengage is on the back side here. You still have your finger fairly close to the blade there, but that feels to me like that's safer than having it in front of it. So I appreciate that design. And then we have a much larger button on the slide there that pulls the blade back. And it's stepped similar to the thumb slide. So it just makes it much more comfortable. It's, as you could see there, retracting that blade was much smoother. It's a much more comfortable process for sure. Action is just as good, blade play just as minimal. So big improvement on that design. So if for you a single action OTF knife makes sense, this is definitely the one I would push you towards. And lastly, we have a little bit of a surprise. The Mini Duck Stiletto was one of the top 5 best sellers this summer. This little knife runs right around $7 on the site. It's 4.625 inches overall with a 1.875 inch blade. That's in a clip point style with a satin finish and a little nod to more traditional knives with the nail nick, although that doesn't actually function. We have an acrylic handle with stainless steel liners and a tip-up carry pocket clip. Honestly, this is a novelty knife. There's no getting around that, but it's really fun and it's less than $10. And I mean, it's got a decent amount of snap. I think it would make a great letter opener. It's the kind of thing you want to have around in that junk drawer in your house or in your desk in the office. You need to open a package, you need to cut a tag. You know, you got something on hand. And if you're a fan of Italian style knives, this miniaturized version should definitely be in your collection. So there you have it, guys. Those are the top 5 best-selling knives of summer 2020. I'd love to hear from you guys. Which knife caught your attention this summer? Was it one on the table or a different one entirely? So drop me a comment. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're the first to know when a new video drops. I'll have links to these knives in the description below. And as always, you can jump on grindworx.com and see all the amazing hundreds of knives we have available there. Join our email list, and every time something new and interesting or a great sale hits the site, you'll be the first to know. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.